everyone, welcome to this week's Halton Hills housing update. So the numbers are definitely not dramatically changing. We had some weeks this year where it was like up and down and up and down, and things are pretty stable right now. We're not seeing a ton of new listings hitting the market, so the numbers have been kind of interesting. So looking at last week's sales, in Georgetown last week, we had 12 properties sell, which is a normal-ish number, not high, not low, but we only had 13 new listings, and we had a couple properties come off the market completely in Georgetown. So that means inventory is going to be down, and we're just not seeing the kind of influx we need to see in inventory right now. We have a lot available, but the stuff that is there has been sitting there because it's generally overpriced. Anything new that's coming up and is good is transacting. So we just need some more good listings to hit the market at the right price, reflective of today's market. So in Acton this week, we had 1 sale and 5 new listings. That is not great news for Acton because Acton has been feeling the pinch of inventory. Things are just not moving in Acton. So to have that many new listings come on is not great news there. Those were the only sales this week. So in total, we had 13 sales in Halton Hills, 12 in Georgetown, 1 in Acton. All of them were under 1.25 million, and 9 of the 13 were under 1 million. So we are seeing a lot of properties under that million mark transact, because under the million mark is where you can still get away with a lower down payment. Over $1 million, you have to put the 20% down, and that's just causing, obviously, that market to... It's just the slower market above $1 million. Under $1 million is still moving well, especially if you price it well. So it just shows, and I mean, nothing over 1.25 million, and we have so much inventory over 1.25 million. So that top end of the market is dead. Nothing is moving in the upper portion of the market. So not great news for sellers that are kind of in those pockets. So Glen Williams had no sales, but it did have 2 new listings. Limehouse had no sales and 1 new listing. And the rural market, no sales and 3 new listings. So when we're looking at active inventory, we were going down for quite a few weeks. So the good news this week is we are up. It was at 152 last week in all of Halton Hills, and we are up to 159 active listings in Halton Hills. Still a lot lower than where we were in the summer, but going in a direction that will hopefully keep this market moving, but we're not really getting the inventory in the right places. So Georgetown's inventory is the only market this week that's actually down. So Georgetown last week had 93 active listings, and this week they have 92. So Georgetown is the place that kind of needs more of those listings, and it's not necessarily getting it. And it's definitely the market of all the markets that we watch that moves the most. So that market being down is not great. At one point, we were at 140 active listings in Georgetown, so a lot more to choose from. I mean, it's good. It's healthy right now. We have things, we're not skyrocketing in terms of inventory. Our prices aren't plummeting right now, but it does feel like we could use a little bit more quality inventory that comes out at a correct market price, if that makes sense. Looking at our price points, under 800,000 remain the same this week at 14 active listings. 800 to $1 million is down from 21 to 20 active listings. And again, this supports that price point is really moving. 1 to 1.5 million is down to 30 active listings from 32. And 1.5 million plus is up from 26 to 28 active listings. That pocket does not need any more listings, let me tell you. Yeah, like I said, things are just not transacting on the top end of the market. Acton this week is up again to 25 active listings from 23. If you have a listing in Acton, you need to get more realistic with your pricing. When there is so much inventory available in Georgetown at similar pricing than Acton, you cannot be expecting those big prices in Acton anymore. So we're seeing a lot of stuff sitting in Acton, and it's been sitting for months. So that's kind of interesting to see what happens there. Glen Williams is up from 6 to 8 active listings. That's a high-ish number in the Glen. Limehouse is up to 5 active listings from 4. And 5 active listings is a lot in Limehouse. There's usually like 1, maybe 2, sometimes 0 there. So 5 active listings in Limehouse. And the rural market is up from 26 to 29 active listings. So the rural market is starting to feel the inventory tack on because not a lot is selling in the rural market. I mean, we have had 1 sale in the rural market since the middle of September. So that is not great overall for the rural market. So the overall market is pretty balanced right now. We're not seeing a huge amount of buyers transacting, but we're not seeing a huge amount of listings entering the market. There are so many listings that have been here for so long because they are overpriced. And our average days on market right now is 40 days on market. And that's not taking into account when they've terminated their properties and relisted them. So 40 days on market is not great. And we have to get a better variety of inventory that's hitting the market at market appropriate prices. People are not willing to pay what they don't deem market value right now. And it's pretty clear, like there are a lot of properties that are moving if they're priced correctly. So it's just been interesting to watch. I have a lot of buyers who have looked at the inventory that's there and they're like, well, it's too high, or like if they don't want it, then it's just sitting there and people aren't adjusting accordingly. So we're just in this kind of weird pocket. I talked about this last week. I thought we'd be in a completely different market by now. I thought inventory would be way up and I didn't think the buyers would be active, but we're sort of seeing this like meeting of the two. And we're in a balance, but I do think there's enough buyers right now that if we saw some good inventory come on, we'd see sales pick up a bit. So with interest rates likely going up, not likely, they're for sure going up in 10 days or whenever that next announcement is, we are going to have another change in the market. But the last interest rate felt like it did nothing. I feel like everyone's just kind of like, okay, this is what it is now. And like, if we need to move, we're still going to move. So it will be interesting to see if that has an impact on the market and if we start to see buyers retract. But for now, I think people are still living on their pre-approvals from before the September rate increase. And so the market's still moving. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say that at the start of next year, but for now, I think we're going to finish the year not in as doom and gloom as we thought we were going to. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be back next Tuesday. Have a great week, everyone.